Hey everyone! Welcome back to Celebrity Spotlight News. Today's story is one that has left fans in utter shock. Kelly Ripa's emotional goodbye to Mark Consuelos on Live. What really happened behind the scenes? Why did Kelly break down in tears during the show? And is this truly the end of television's most beloved duo, both on screen and in real life? Stay tuned till the very end because the final twist will leave you speechless. Let's dive right into the full story. It was supposed to be just another lively morning on Live with Kelly and Mark, full of laughter, witty banter, and the easy chemistry fans have adored for years. But this time something was different. From the moment the cameras started rolling, Kelly Ripa's smile looked a little forced, her tone softer, almost trembling. Mark Consuelos, ever the charmer, seemed unusually quiet. Something was off, and the audience could feel it. As the segment began, Kelly and Mark greeted their viewers as always. But just a few minutes in, Kelly's voice cracked slightly when she mentioned the end of an era. The crowd went silent, unsure whether it was a joke or a heartfelt statement. Then came the moment no one saw coming. Kelly paused, looked at Mark with teary eyes and whispered, "I don't even know how to say goodbye." The studio froze. Mark looked stunned, blinking rapidly as if trying to process her words. Then Kelly took a deep breath and continued, "Today is a really hard day for me. And for all of us here." Her voice trembled again. The audience gasped as they realized this wasn't a scripted moment. Kelly was saying goodbye. Mark tried to lighten the mood, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder, but Kelly turned toward him and said, "You've been my partner in life and in work, but sometimes love means letting go." What did she mean? Was Mark leaving the show? Or was this something far deeper? Rumors had been circulating for weeks that there was growing tension behind the scenes. Sources close to the production hinted that Mark was being considered for a new project in Los Angeles, a role that could launch him into a new phase of his career, but it would mean leaving Live, and possibly living apart from Kelly for months. Fans had noticed subtle signs. Kelly hosting alone on some mornings, brief awkward exchanges on air, even an emotional comment she made during an earlier episode when she said, "Change is coming, and I'm not ready for it." At the time it seemed harmless, now it feels like a hint. As Kelly continued speaking, her words became more personal. "We started this journey together, Mark. We've shared laughter, fights, even silly dance breaks. But you've been offered something incredible, and I can't stand in the way of that." The audience began clapping softly, unsure whether to celebrate or mourn. Mark's expression said everything: pride, sadness, confusion all at once. He replied, "You've always supported me, Kel. But I don't want this to feel like goodbye." Kelly wiped away tears and smiled faintly. "It feels like it anyway." It was one of those rare, unscripted moments that television history never forgets. A real couple revealing the weight of a personal decision in front of millions. And the heartbreak was raw. But then came the twist, one no one was prepared for. As the show went into a commercial break, Kelly suddenly walked off the stage. Producers scrambled, the live audience murmured in disbelief. Mark followed her backstage, microphone still live for a brief moment, capturing muffled voices, and a single haunting sentence from Kelly: "I just can't do this again." Social media erupted instantly. Hashtag Kelly and Mark trended worldwide within minutes. Fans speculated everything from a marital split to a full-on show cancellation. Headlines popped up across entertainment networks. Kelly Ripa walks off set in tears. End of Live with Kelly and Mark? And inside Kelly's emotional farewell. But the story only got more complicated as the day unfolded. An insider from the production team later revealed that the tension wasn't just about Mark's career move. It was about the show itself. Reportedly, the network had been pressuring Kelly to freshen things up after ratings plateaued, suggesting a new dynamic, or possibly a rotating co-host system. Kelly allegedly felt blindsided, believing Live was at its best with Mark by her side. Meanwhile, Mark had been secretly auditioning for a new streaming series, a high-profile drama that could redefine his acting career. Kelly, though supportive, felt betrayed that he hadn't told her sooner. She found out through someone at the network, one insider claimed. She felt hurt, not because he got the role, but because he didn't trust her enough to tell her first. When Kelly returned to the stage after the break, her eyes were red, but she composed herself. The audience stood in support, clapping. She managed a shaky laugh and said, "Sorry, I had to fix my mascara. You know how emotional I get." Mark smiled beside her, but the warmth was gone. "It's okay," he said gently. "We all need a moment sometimes." For the rest of the show they carried on professional, polite, but noticeably distant. The chemistry that once lit up every morning seemed dimmed. Kelly avoided eye contact with Mark several times, focusing instead on the camera or the cue cards. By the time the closing segment arrived, Kelly took one last deep breath and said, "We've shared so many mornings with you all, and I want you to know whatever happens next, this has been one of the greatest blessings of my life." Mark squeezed her hand, but she didn't squeeze back. The cameras cut, the credits rolled, and yet the world was left asking, was that goodbye to Liv? Or to their marriage? The next day, viewers tuned in eagerly to see if both would appear again. Kelly showed up, radiant but solemn, while Mark was nowhere to be seen. Filling in was a guest host, Ryan Seacrest, returning for a surprise appearance. Kelly smiled through the tension and explained, "Mark's taking some time to focus on an exciting new opportunity, and we're all so proud of him." She said it gracefully, but her eyes glistened as if holding back tears. But here's where the twist takes an even deeper turn. Later that night, paparazzi captured Kelly leaving her Manhattan apartment, alone without her wedding ring. When reporters asked about Mark, she simply replied, "I'm just taking things one day at a time." Was it temporary? Was it separation? Or just a moment of emotional exhaustion after a career-defining day? Fans refused to believe it was over. After all, Kelly and Mark had been together for over 25 years. Hollywood's ultimate love story. From their secret elopement in Las Vegas to raising 3 children and co-hosting one of America's most beloved shows, their story had always been one of partnership, laughter, and resilience. But perhaps that's why this moment hurt so deeply. It wasn't just a celebrity couple having a rough patch. It felt like the audience was losing a piece of morning television magic. Behind the scenes, production sources suggested that Mark's new role required relocating to Los Angeles for nearly 8 months. Kelly, who's deeply rooted in New York, wasn't willing to move. "Their whole life is here," said one source. "Their kids, their friends, their memories. Kelly has built everything around New York." And that's when the emotional dilemma hit hardest. Kelly reportedly told producers, "I've supported every chapter of his life, but I can't lose mine for his." Still, amid all the rumors and tears, Mark posted a heartfelt message on social media later that evening. "No matter where I go or what I do, Kelly is my home. She's my heart. This isn't goodbye. It's just the start of something new." The post was accompanied by a candid photo of them laughing during a commercial break from Live. Months earlier, fans flooded the comments with love and prayers, urging them to fight for their marriage and not let Hollywood pull them apart. Yet Kelly's response, or lack thereof, spoke volumes. She didn't comment, didn't repost, didn't even like it. Instead, she shared a quiet Instagram story with a simple quote, "Sometimes love means walking away before you lose yourself." It broke hearts everywhere. Meanwhile, the show's network executives reportedly scrambled to manage the fallout. They feared that losing either Kelly or Mark could trigger a massive audience drop. Some insiders claimed they even offered Kelly a short break from filming, hoping time apart would ease the tension. Days later, Kelly returned to Live solo once again. She addressed the elephant in the room head-on. "You guys know me. I wear my heart on my sleeve," she said softly. "The past few weeks have been emotional, and sometimes life gives us transitions we didn't plan for. But I'm here, and I'm grateful for your love and support." The studio audience erupted in applause, many even standing in solidarity. Kelly smiled bravely, though her eyes still carried that unmistakable sadness. Then, just when viewers thought it was all over, a surprise twist unfolded during the final minutes of that episode. As the credits began to roll, the backstage camera cut to Mark walking onto the set, holding a single white rose. The crowd gasped and then cheered. Kelly turned, visibly shocked, covering her mouth in disbelief. Mark handed her the rose and said, "This isn't goodbye. I'm coming back when you're ready." Tears streamed down Kelly's face as the audience erupted into standing applause. She whispered, "You better," before hugging him tightly. It was the kind of ending no one expected. Heartbreak, reconciliation, and hope, all captured live on air. Social media exploded once again, this time with messages of joy and relief. "They're back together," one fan tweeted. Another wrote, "This is why Kelly and Mark are the real deal. That was pure love." Still, while the reunion felt genuine, insiders hinted that their future remains uncertain. Mark's filming schedule for his new series is still in conflict with Liv's production. Kelly, though hopeful, reportedly told close friends she's taking it day by day. Whatever the outcome, one thing is certain: their story has forever changed morning television. Live with Kelly and Mark wasn't just a talk show. It was a window into a real marriage, full of highs, lows, laughter, and tears. And that emotional goodbye reminded viewers that even the most glamorous couples face the same crossroads of love and ambition. As of today, fans await confirmation about whether Mark will permanently leave Live, or if he and Kelly will continue their on-screen partnership after his new project wraps. Either way, the emotional farewell episode has become one of the most watched moments in the show's history. Proof that authenticity, even in heartbreak, still captures hearts everywhere. And perhaps that's the real message behind Kelly's tears. Sometimes the most powerful goodbyes aren't about ending something, but about finding the courage to start again. What an emotional roller coaster. Kelly Ripa's tearful goodbye to Mark Consuelos left fans around the world in tears. But could this be just a temporary farewell before a beautiful reunion? What do you think? Will Kelly and Mark's love conquer distance and fame? Or is this the beginning of a new chapter apart? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell for more breaking celebrity stories. This is Celebrity Spotlight News, and we'll see you in the next one.